Okay. Never mind my alarm clock in the background. Yes, it is an Alarmo. And I got it because it's more of a smart alarm clock, which I do not know how people thought Apple and Samsung and Android and Google have yet to make a smart alarm clock like this. This is how you do an alarm clock smart, is the Alarmo. It's the first smart alarm clock I have ever seen. It's wild that Nintendo companies made it, but yeah, never mind the noise. What I'm really here to talk about is the Star Wars saga. And why I think if they have to end it, they need a better conclusion than the Rey movie. The Rise of Skywalker, basically. They need to make 10, 11, and 12. They need Ryan Gosling as the main protagonist. They need to age up Grogu, and they need to have a new Jedi Order and without a new Jedi Order go against the Yudong Vong alone, with some help with the Mandalorians. Now, the reason why I'm suggesting now, how would I write this trilogy? First of all, Rey will not be the protagonist. If they do the Rey movie before this, they need to have Rey be the protagonist of 2027 movie. Might as well be a transitionary film between the first saga and the second. And I think if they do have to make the Rey movie, that way in 2029, 1, 31, and 33, they can have they can, quote unquote, make the Ryan Gosling trilogy. I don't expect them to do it, but I think personally the timetable that work for me is either 2027 or 8 to 2029 to 30, 2031 to 2. So yeah. How would I write this trilogy? First of all, Kathleen Kennedy needs to trust the writers this time. And she needs to let the person who signed on write 3 movies and make this trilogy. Second, Grogu's both a Mandalorian and a Jedi, and he's aged up now, making him the new version of the Mandalorian Jedi and the wielder of the dark saber. Third, we need to have Ryan Gosling be the main hero and be a Skywalker, or maybe not even a Skywalker, just a Jedi. Either way, it will still work. Whatever they prefer. If it's a Skywalker, fine. It could be a continuation of the Skywalker saga since George did originally plan 12 movies. But here's the reason why I think The Rise of Skywalker is not a fitting conclusion. A. The Jedi are dead. The Sith are dead. The Empire and the Rebellion are dead. The Republic is gone. The only place things left is the um Mandalorians and the well, you guessed it, the Mon Calamari. So you can expect a Mon Calamari in this trilogy. So how would I? So I think Rey. Let's just say this. They did say in the future of the timeline there would be a new Jedi Order, right? So if they are gonna make that work, they need to make it so that in the future, right, where that would turn off. They need to make it so that in the future, they need to make it so it's set in the future. A, B. Not only is it set in the future where the new Jedi Order came out, but it needs to be set in a far future where it really does need to be set in its own. Like, it needs to be set in the far future. New characters, new original Jedi, new original Sith, and needs to be set in its own separate, like, far from the events of not just the prequels, the originals, and the sequels. And what they need to do is they need to have Ryan, the new Jedi Order, fully founded. Thank goodness. They need to have the like Mandalorians be a prominent force in the galaxy. So it would still be a space western, but you'd still have a crap ton of Jedi like the prequels did. So think like instead of it being like a samurai slash politics driven movie like the there's like the original like the prequels, it would be a western, but instead of it being not Jedi dominated like the original, it would be Jedi dominated like the prequels. Now, this is where they can make it interesting. With the galaxy's factions being the Mandos, the villagers, and the New Jedi Order with their temples, who can you introduce as the villains within the expanded universe? It's already written. They were just too dumb to do it in the actual sequels. We all know who it is. It's the Yuzhong frickin' Vong. If they make the Yuzhong Vong the bad guys, sure, the trilogy would be a lot more adult, and all the movies would have to be at least PG-13 to R. But at least they can if they can end the story in a more conclusive note than they did in The Rise of Skywalker, where George originally had a vision for 12 movies. He knew 12 movies were going to be made. So if he had a vision for 12 movies, why not make those extra 3? Make Ryan Gosling's character Skywalker. So have him be the Jedi, with the Mandalorian Jedi being Grogu, all grown up, which would be a more interesting take on a Yoda type character. A darker take too, if he wielded the dark saber. With the Mandalorians and the Jedi teaming up to defend the galaxy, you could still have 3CPO and R2D2 alongside BB-8. Granted, they would be really old, and you could expect them to die in this trilogy. It would be the last trilogy of the Skywalker Star Wars saga. But Ryan Gosling being a descendant of like that could be really interesting, right? Maybe not a descendant of the Skywalkers, but maybe either make him a Skywalker or don't. Your choice. But regardless of what ends up happening, make him. If it has to be a Skywalker, you have to explain it away by making him a descendant of Rey. Him they're having a baby with Kylo Ren's ghost somehow. And then you have to and then you have to have the Yuzhong Vong be the main antagonists. If they do this, I expect these movies to be all longer than The Last Jedi. Like 3 hours at least for each movie. Good. I can handle that. As long as it's not 9 hours or 5 hours where you need a bathroom break, fine. Or an intermission. They need to make it like James Cameron's Avatar long. And if they manage to make it if they manage to make this new trilogy, the Ryan Gosling trilogy, the conclusion to the Skywalker saga, that could be a good conclusion, because we all know Star Wars is on its last legs because of how badly they've handled the franchise. I think if they really have to conclude it and end it, they need to, maybe fine. You can, but under the condition that you make 10, 11, and 12, you finish the story properly, you bring the Yuzhong Vong in, and then you actually have George's original 12 movie plan for Yeesh. Now, if that happens, that could mean you could literally make the New Jedi Order trilogy versus Yuzhong Vong trilogy with the Mandalorians and the villagers be the only, that could be the thing that works. I don't see there being an Empire or Republic or Rebellion in this rate. Because all of them have disbanded by this point in the galaxy. Granted, there could be some governmental structure in this galaxy, but I don't know how you can make that work. Now, here's the thing, right? If you make this trilogy, you need to make it right. You need to give us a conclusion so that the Star Wars fans that aren't going to be one of the three last Star Wars fans left, including myself, I have a strange feeling I'm going to be one of the last few ones left after Shift. Because even though it will still exist, it won't exist for everybody, and I'm one of those that won't exist for everybody. At least a few years more. You need to give us at least some semblance of finality and conclusiveness to the Skywalkers before moving on to a new saga that either we may not miss out on or may be able to watch. Anyways, this has been my thoughts, right? I hope you realize that maybe we need a Ryan Gosling trilogy. Bye.